when I took over this job a couple years ago, we wanted to change a culture, bring in a group of players in each class that could help take this team to a new level. We've done a pretty good job of establishing ourselves in every aspect, kind of up to this point, but conference. So this year, these guys are focused, and the main point of what we're trying to hammer out is, we have to be able to grind for the full season. I feel like the first 2 seasons, we got off to gangbuster starts, and then once we got to conference, it seemed like we hit the skids, we hit a wall. And so our focus this year is to, whatever our style is going to be, whether it's a power game, a small ball game, a much improved pitching staff, we have to be able to compete and do the job when we get into conference. So everything that we did for this entire fall and first couple of weeks in spring was to prepare ourselves for the long haul of once we got into conference, and that's about 25 games into the season.
I think coming in originally was it was a culture change. Mills was really big on changing a lot of the ways that we look at things, the way we do things. And I think it's only gotten better, and it's going to keep getting better from there, and everything's been on an up rise.
When you look at my junior class and my Tommy Toll, my Jack Cuccinata, from a positional player standpoint, it was almost like it was the seniors team last year. It was their, they were the ones that our guys looked up to. Now we have Tommy and Jack, and we have one senior in Ryan Guckin, who will probably be an everyday guy. He's the only position player senior on the team. So these juniors have to now make this their team. Let the young guys learn and let these juniors lead by example. And they've been fantastic since, even though this junior class, I didn't recruit them, I've been their only coach since they've been in college, so they've bought into my philosophy. But these guys are true leaders. Colin Scanlon is probably our opening day starter. He was a kid we came in who he didn't really have a role. He came in as a walk-on. And then over the course of the next 2.5 years, he's turned himself into our Friday starter, earned himself a scholarship. And he has done nothing short of everything you ask. And when our young freshmen, our Gabe Rappas, our Joey Messinas, our Jordan Morales pitchers, when they watch his work ethic, they see what he's doing, and these guys are buying in and copying, because they see how hard he's worked and how far he's come, and it's showing in our young guys.
I think one of the biggest things that the freshmen brought to the team right away is their maturity and their willingness to grow. Coming from high school to college is a whole different ball game. It's faster, it's harder, and it's a tough adjustment. But like for example, freshman pitcher Gabe Rapp, he came in, great in high school, but he really improved and made a huge jump, and now he's going to be a weekend starter.
Our young guys who, are supposed to be freshmen have developed into a point where I need them to play like juniors. I need them to play like seniors, because we have one senior in our offense, and we have probably 5 or 6 freshman pitchers that are really going to be expected to step up. So we have a mixture of experience with our junior class, but a lot of talent in our freshman class. So we need these freshmen and sophomores to really man up, but this junior class has done a great job in leading.
When you're an underclassman, you kind of look up to the older guys, but now once you're the older guy, you got to take it over as like it's your team, and you kind of have to be that leader, and you have to set a good example for the young guys, and I think we've done a really good job of doing that, and we're going to continue to do so throughout the end of the season.
My first 2 years, we were a team that we knew we had to score runs. We would say you score 6, you score 7, we should have an opportunity to win a ball game. This year, we don't have to rely so much on the offense to score 6 or 7 runs a game. Brian has been nothing less than amazing coming into this program. I mean, here's a guy with the background and the resume, you know, of an All-American at the University of Miami. So he understands big game pitching at the elite college level, ACC type area, then getting a chance to play a few years in the Houston organization. He came in and he has got a pitching staff buying into what he knows, buying into trusting Brian to lead them in the right direction, and then doing the little things. You know, our conditioning has been better. Our strength and conditioning has been amazing. To the fact that, you know, we have pitchers who were 85, 86, 87 a year ago who are now 88, 89, 90.
I think having Brian here is a whole new look at what we can be as a pitching staff. He brings a lot to the table, and he expects nothing less from us than perfect. He pushes us every single day to do our thing and make ourselves better as people, as pitchers, as players, as teammates. Him being there has really given us a whole outlook on what it is to not just get on the mound and pitch, to actually be a pitcher. I think that's the biggest difference in what we see this year in adding Brian than what we've had for the last 2 years.
Coach Brian's been great. He brings perspectives and opinions that we wouldn't have without him. He's such a huge advantage, and he's taught all of us so much already, from mechanical tweaks to mentality, to being a bulldog and doing what we got to do to get the job done. So yeah, he's been great.
We have a pitching staff now that, you know, I have probably 10 to 12 deep that I can rely on any day to go out there and pitch for me. You know, you have Colin Scanlon, Colin Kennedy, you know, and juniors who will lead the staff, but we have Manny Corcoran, a sophomore transfer who came in, who's, you know, throwing 3 pitches up to 93 miles an hour. He's a guy that's going to come in and do some serious damage for us. And, you know, to shorten the answer here, you know, if we can now, I believe we can put an offense out that if you give me 4 or 5 runs, we can be a very successful program. And our pitching staff, as crazy as it is to say, in the matter of a year, I think will be the strength of our team this year.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a really balanced identity. We have a lot of guys that can hit for power, and we have a bunch of guys that can run. A lot of younger guys have a balance of both. David Smith, really fast, and then good bats like Elijah. And we're really going to rely on those guys to mature quickly and get accumulated to the game, and we expect a lot from them.
We're going to have to ask for a lot of younger guys to grow up pretty quick, but they have the talent to do it. So, you know, we're going to, and I think another big thing is I don't see our team having one solid identity, because we can hit the ball out of the ballpark and we can play small ball. And I think we could do it with the best in our conference, so that's a good problem to have.
It literally comes down to believing in yourself. You know, I believe last year's team, we got off to a very good start, and then it's exactly as you said it. We get into conference and we go down and we got swept. And then we go play another conference weekend and we got swept. So we're 0-6 right off the gate in conference. And I believe the one thing that we're trying to change from a culture standpoint is one rough weekend doesn't, you know, dictate who we are as a team. And these kids understand that, yes, we're going to have our ups and downs. We're a heavy junior class, but we have a lot of young freshmen and sophomores, so we're still young. But if these kids can believe in their talent and understand that me as a head coach and my coaching staff have such strong beliefs in these kids that they can very much compete for a chance to go far in the Atlantic town. I just need them to believe it. You know, I think we've had a little hesitation in the past with our players believing in how good they were. And it's getting these guys to understand they are good enough to win this league. They just have to believe it. We have 5 weekends to go out and get ourselves ready for when we open at Richmond. Now our goal is we're only focused on Friday. That's all we care about. Once Friday's over, we'll focus on Saturday. But we're going to take it one game at a time, but being aware that we have the talent, we have the team unity, we have the culture. These guys are a family. They just have to pick each other up. They have to support each other. When one guy has a bad outing, next man up. Short memory, whatever it is. We can compete in this league. They just have to believe it. And I believe in them. So it's going to be an exciting start. And, to answer your question, it's just all about the conference. But I want to win every game. And that's our goal, is to go out and win every game.